の中いつもいつも描いてる夢を乗せた自分だけの世界地図空を飛んで時も越えて遠い国でもドアを開けてほら行きたいよ今すぐ大人になったら忘れちゃうのかなそんな時には思い出してみよう Well, you must be wondering what was that? It is in very famous manga-based anime's theme song, Doraemon. Would you believe that this manga and anime prompted a girl to learn a language? Standing before you, Suchitra Balaganesh, a 11th grader, here to give my TED talk on the idea, spark igniting the power within. Do you know how fascinating our brain is? When we think about something constantly, we tend to work towards attaining it even without our knowledge. Our brain processes thousands of thoughts every day. And those thoughts flashes into our mind like stars twinkling in the sky. But we don't remember many things, right? When you're not attentive in the classroom, we don't hear what our teacher teaches. Rather, many of the thoughts run in our mind. When we are cautious about it, we bring back our attention to the classroom. An empty mind is a devil's workshop. Is an old proverb. But an empty mind need not necessarily be a devil's workshop. It can be changed into an angel's paradise based on the thoughts we sow and nurture. But sometimes a single word or a thought can get stuck into your mind and flash into your mind repeatedly, which may disturb you or provoke you. To begin with, giving a TED talk was my longing dream. But I did not have a base. And I was presented with this wonderful opportunity which I surely didn't want to lose. I began to search for ideas for the fact that I had none. But it struck to me that I could make my talk interesting by adding crumbs of my life. And I'm here to share one of my views, which I feel as an introspection process that would greatly help each one of us to know ourselves better. So today, let us explore the concept which resides within each one of us, the spark that ignites. Wait a minute, spark? What is a spark? Well, if you ask me, a spark can be considered as a stimulator for flame. It arises deep within. It can be anything, any situation or activity which gives you joy, purpose and fulfillment. Well, have you ever recognized a spark? Experienced a spark? Most of us would have. Some of us would have recognized and held it, while some of us would have let it go unknowingly. The moment I said the word spark, the moment you heard the word spark, most of us would have got the below image or thought in our mind. Flash of fire, image of a bulb glowing next to our mind, the Eureka story, a famous one, electric short circuit, or spark as in Chevrolet spark car maybe, or any other thing. Well, literally, man, human creativity and the number system are limitless. Well, the spark what I'm going to talk about here is the one that happens in our mind. It symbolizes the core essence of who we are, a unique combination of talents, interests and aspirations. It precisely is the inner flame that ignites when we engage in activities which makes us come alive, fills us with purposes and gives us excitement when we execute it. It is a gateway for our authentic selves waiting to be discovered and embraced. Now imagine a world where every individual embraces their inner spark, where passion flourishes and dreams are realized. It is a world brimming with creativity, innovation, boundless of possibilities. But to create this into reality, we must first understand what spark really represents and how we can harness its transformative power. Let me put you a question for you all. What do you think about the one thing which defines you? Like what makes you, you? Well, I had this question in myself and my class teacher in my 7th grade asked about our ambitions. I was confused because I didn't decide my ambition at that point. But I was sure that my ambition should be something special and unique to me. It should be something which I'm good at and which I'll excel in. At that point, I had nothing to satisfy these conditions. And I decided that instead of discovering my ambition, I have to first know who I am. This journey of self-discovery begins by recognizing our spark. There is a specific point of interest for each and every one of us in which we luxuriate in and literally wonder where the time went. We put our blood, sweat and tears into it and to achieve it. Take a moment to reflect on your own interests, curiosities and talents. What activities brings you joy and fulfillment? What cause or subjects ignites the sense of passion within you? Is it sports, music, dance, or coming into subjects? Is it maths, science, language, literature, or any other thing? Take time and listen closely to the whispers of your heart and allow your spark to guide you towards your true calling and watch your mind getting happiness. So disclaimer, the whispers of your heart doesn't mean that it gives you during your class as personal experience. Well, I would like to relate an incident in my life where I was able to identify the spark in me. It was during the COVID time. You all know that students are online classes, we had to study. Well, I got a lot of time to watch cartoon, manga and anime. Looking into the making of anime and manga, I was surprised to find that most of them were originally made in Japanese language. I was so obsessed with them, Naruto, Doraemon, etc. And I wondered whether it was fiction or reality. So to answer the quest within, I started to search about Japanese culture on YouTube, and I was astonished and amazed to find that it wasn't fiction. That created more interest for me to learn about their practices and how it was possible for a country as a whole to nurture every child, to practice self-discipline, respect for elders, teachers, to accept their mistake, to say sorry and never forget to say thank you. Also, my father works on a Japanese automobile unit. Whenever he goes on a business trip, he comes back and shares memories about their punctuality, cleanliness, advanced technology, and especially about their food. He never forgets to get the souvenirs. We never make him forget to. And it was the time I started reading books. I came across this very interesting book called Ikigai, which narrates how to live long and happily with a purpose in life. It briefs about people's way of living in a particular city called Okinawa, where they easily crossed 100 years of age. Also, it is not surprising to know that India and Japan have strong relations traditionally. Buddhism, originated in India, is one of the most followed religions in Japan. You'll be stunned to know that there are many similarities in practices between these two countries. For example, taking respect for elders into consideration, in India, we Indians bend, touch the feet of our elders to get their blessings. In Japan, people used to bow as a sign of respect. You may also notice a lot of similarities between Hinamatsuri and Golu, Kathakali and Kabuki. Well, these things brought me an interest to know more about Japan and to give it a visit. As a base, I decided to learn the language. This was running in my mind constantly and created a spark in me. Well, identifying a spark is just the first step. The true power lies in igniting it. Never say no to an idea, because you never know how that ignites another. For this, let me give you an example. Comparing the cars 30-35 years ago and the modern cars, you may notice a lot of technological advancement. In a car, though it is engineered and designed at top class, all those that have come from expanding a small spark of idea. Well, it is this ignition of a spark that propels us forward, fuels our ambitions and empowers us to overcome obstacles on our way to success. Along our journey, we'll undoubtedly face many challenges which may threaten to dim our spark. Self-doubt, fear for failure, external pressure may attempt to extinguish our flame. But it is during these moments we must embrace our failure as a stepping stone to growth and reignite our spark with even more energy. Remember, when you face difficult times, challenges are not sent to destroy you. They are sent to promote and strengthen you. By facing challenges and overcoming obstacles, you grow stronger, wiser, more compassionate and humbler. Well, with the quest to learn a language, I informed my parents about my interest, and they literally gave me this weird look like, yeah, that's my girl going silly again. Very sarcastic. And I couldn't blame them for this because reason number one, I never asked them to enroll me. Reason number two is that I was previously enrolled in many extracurricular courses. To name few, it was basketball, volleyball, badminton, tennis, roller skating, karate, football and whatnot. The problem here was that I never sustained in any of them, even for 1.5 years. Well, with such an evidential history of mine, my parents had no hope that I would sustain in this one too. I have to prove my parents that I've got a real interest and gave my best efforts to do so. So I started off with YouTube tutorials and managed to learn Japanese letters. Yes, my effort convinced my parents, and with a little hope, they agreed me to enroll in a Japanese language course. After a long search, inquiries, of course, with the help of my parents, I enrolled myself into the first level called the N5 level. The second hurdle was, any guesses? Well, it was fear. You'll be surprised to know that all my other fellow classmates were working professionals, college students and graduates. Each had their purpose for learning the language. For working professionals, it was for their incentive and promotion, and for others to pursue their career in Japan. As for me, I was a girl who wanted to learn the language out of interest which came from watching anime. Though it was online class, I was very hesitant to answer any question because I was quite apprehensive that people would make fun of my language pronunciation. But to be honest, my classmates are very sweet. They never really did it. And to be even more honest, my pronunciation at the first was extremely terrible. And also, there were moments of excitement when my sensei and other fellow classmates addressed me as Suchitra-san. San is an honorific suffix added to show respect. When there is a mark of respect, you feel elated, right? With the zeal and passion, I completed my N5 and N4, first and second level, and entered into my N3 level when I was doing my 9th grade. So, coming into the mainstream discussion. First, we looked at identifying a spark and then at igniting it. The next is to cultivate it for continued growth. Surround yourself with supportive community of mentors, teachers and like-minded individuals who inspire and challenge you. Seek out opportunities for growth, learning and exploration which align with your spark. Remember, a teeny tiny spark thrives only when we invest time and effort in its development. What gives us happiness can be transformed into a mainstream career, or the saying passion to profession can become real. Individually, our spark has the power to illuminate our own lives. But when we come together, the impact multiplies. By amplifying our spark, we can create a more brighter and inclusive future. Well, after completing 2 levels, I have to enroll myself into the N3 level, which had intermediate difficulty. The beauty of Japanese language, which I personally felt as a difficult one, was that it has 3 sets of alphabets: hiragana, katakana and kanji. Hiragana are essentially used for grammars and to represent words which don't have kanji. They are the first phonetic alphabets to be taught for Japanese children and foreign learners. Katakana are basically used to represent loan words, that is, words from foreign language. Kanji are the Chinese characters which were brought into Japanese writing system. They are basically logograms, that is, each character corresponds to a word and has a meaning itself. N3 is an intermediate level, and looking into it, Japanese language has 3000 plus words and each word has a kanji, so I have to learn about 3000 plus kanji. In N3 level, we have to learn about 500 plus kanji. I can't even remember my friend's birthday. Remember all those kanjis, 500 plus kanji. Pathetic. Well, in N3 level, we have to learn around 650 kanji. I was finding it difficult to cope up with my JLPT as well as my academics. My parents even asked me to discontinue the course till I finished my 10th grade. There was a tremendous pressure within myself, questioning my potential. I have to prove that I can cope up with my academics as well as JLPT to pursue my passion, which I don't want to give up. Meanwhile, my language school organized an event to celebrate the cultural festival Hina Matsuri. Here, I was given an opportunity to speak before the Japanese delegates from the Japanese consulates. Initially, I was very excited, but the journey was tough. Last time changes, multiple rehearsals, at a point I was going to give up, and then my sensei introduced to me this magical word. Any guesses for that? Skambatte gudasai, which means please do your best. The most interesting fact about the language and the people is that they ignite themselves as well as others to give their best. This stimulated me to do well in academics also, and on the other good hand, convinced my parents to enroll me to the N3 level. Knowing that the level is difficult for my age, my father and his colleagues tried to convince me that it's okay, child, even if you don't clear the level. But what the language, the course, my people, their people, the culture taught me was that to do my best and to never give up. A study conducted in 2015, published in the Journal of Psychology Wellbeing by Robert J. Wellard, in the topic Role of Passion in Sustainable Psychology of Wellbeing, states that being passionate about an activity engages the person in that activity frequently, often several years or over lifetime. Harmonious passion will give positive emotions during the activity. Such emotions in turn fosters psychological well-being and prevents ill-being. Obsessive passion, on the other hand, promotes regular activity engagement but does not facilitate any psychological gains and may even inculcate undesirable effect on a mental as well as physical well-being. Well, against this background, harmonious passion will deserve much attention. In a nutshell, I would like to conclude that this spark igniting within us holds the key for unlocking our true potential. It is a force that fuels our passion, empowers us to pursue our dream, and enables us to make a lasting impact on this world. Ignite your spark with unwavering determination and let it guide you towards a future filled with purpose, happiness, and joy. Well, I'm not sure that you can get a lot of money when you follow your passion or dreams, but I assure you that you can have a feel of contentment and satisfaction in your life. To summarize my whole talk in just few sentences, the hidden bathroom singing talent of yours, right? That who knows, we may see a pop singer. Or the little scribbles you do in the corner of your notebooks and the walls may make you Picasso Jr. Thank you.